In My Mind is the debut album by American singer, rapper and record producer Pharrell Williams. It was released on July 25, 2006. It debuted at number 3 on the US Billboard 200 and sold 142,000 copies in its first week. It was also certified silver in the United Kingdom for sales of over 60,000 copies. Background: in June 2003, after having produced and featured on several songs by other artists, Williams released his debut single Frontin', featuring Jay-Z. Despite insisting that the single was a one-off, and that he was purely a producer and not an artist in his own right, it was announced that Williams would release his own studio album. The album includes the 3 already released singles Can I Have It Like That, Angel, and Number 1, and performances featuring Jay-Z, Nelly, Slim Thug, Snoop Dogg, Lauren London, Jamie Cullum and Pusha T of clips. Originally the album had been slated for release on November 15, 2005, but the date was delayed at Pharrell's request. In an interview on the delay, Pharrell stated that he felt the album needed more work and was the reason for the date being pushed back. Nearly 6 months later, it was released. The album was remade as Out of My Mind with the same lyrics, but interpolated instrumentals by drummer Questlove and James Poyser of the hip-hop group The Roots. Reception: critical reception. The album received generally mixed reviews from critics. Christian Horde of Rolling Stone called it still only so-so, offering a series of modestly tuneful, sometimes snoozy soul pop hip-hop songs. Entertainment Weekly said the album seems divided against itself. Rest assured that all of the songs have something in common, they're not remotely catchy. For AllMusic, Andy Kellman wrote that it's not like any part of it is flat-out poor, but it's a shame it didn't turn out better. In his consumer guide for MSN Music, Robert Christgau gave the album a 2-star honorable mention rating, indicating a likable effort consumers attuned to its overriding aesthetic or individual vision may well enjoy. He cited Raspy Shit and Number 1 as highlights and quipped, keeping it playa like he says, for exactly what that's worth. Chart performance: the album debuted at number 3 on the US Billboard 200 and sold 1,030,092 copies in its first week, outsold by LaToya's self-titled debut album and the compilation album Now 22. Most recently, a music video for That Girl was released and has been receiving airplay on VH1. The second week, it fell to number 9 with 51,000 copies sold. On this album, Pharrell makes his solo production debut without his partner Chad Hugo. The album has sold 2,889,025 copies worldwide. Accolades: the album was nominated for Best Rap Album at the Grammy Awards of 2007, but lost to Release Therapy by Ludacris. Track listing: all songs produced by Pharrell Williams. Notes: a song titled Mamacita, which featured reggaeton artist Daddy Yankee, was leaked in early 2006 and was supposed to be the 3rd single from the album, but it did not appear on the final track listing, nor was there a video for the song, but it is featured in the movie The Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift. Not on the official album, Big White Spaceship is actually an early project with Timbaland and Magoo called Surrounded by Idiots. Pharrell recalls in an interview, "In 7th grade I met Chad. That's 20 years ago by now. Like I said earlier, we started producing beats together. But then again, I also played with this famous group which consisted of Timbaland, Magoo, myself and some other guy. Chad wasn't a part of the group, so I was in the Neptunes and in Surrounded by Idiots at the same time." A few tracks produced by the group float around on the internet, this being the most distributed. In 2005 Danny recorded a remix to this song, removing vocals from Timbaland and Magoo, and placed it as a hidden track on his FOOD album. The song Skateboard P Presents, Show You How to Hustle is featured in the game Need for Speed, Carbon. Other songs presumed to be B-sides or possibly just unreleased Pharrell compositions include Creamsicle, and I Need Love. The album cover is a reference to the art style of BAPE, a Japanese street clothing company that is popular in the urban scene. Williams and founder Nigo launched the first American store in New York together. The initial pressing offered buyers a choice of 3 covers. Each cover had Pharrell pictured with either a blue ice cream sweater, red and white polo shirt, or white Billionaire Boys Club t-shirt as shown above. Charts and certifications, references.